to Balance Living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, JioSaavn, and about 28 other platforms. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So I want you to focus on your own reality show and not that of the K words. No Kanye talk here, no gossip, no scandal, but topics and guests to help you up-level your happiness to 88%. Why not 100% happy? Because if you're 100% happy, you are dead men or women walking, and we don't want that. We want you to be happy most of the time. And one of the things that absolutely affects your happiness is your health. Without your health, they say, you have nothing. And so I am delighted to have most Tuesdays a very special guest. Her name is Beth Linder Moss. She is many things, including she's the author of the Amazon best-selling book, Think Healthy, Be Healthy, hosts a national weekly syndicated podcast, two of them actually. Ms. Linder Moss is a certified health and wellness coach, certified personal and group fitness trainer, certified sports nutritionist, and an exercise physiologist, having earned her Bachelor of Science degree from Penn State. Beth has helped thousands take positive steps in their journey to a healthier life through the written word, social media, one-on-one training, and group sessions. You know who I am. We won't go through that, but please welcome back to my studio, Beth Linder Moss. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you back. And I always know it's Tuesday when I see you pop in the studio. So let's have some breakfast together. And y'all know the drill, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So 8 specific things that we're grateful for. If you've tuned in and I see eyeballs rolling, go ahead and put your gratitude in the chat and I'll pop it up here. And that way Beth and I don't have to do as many. Not that we don't want to. But go ahead, Beth. What are you grateful for?
I'm going to start with, I am grateful that this past week I got to spend with my son because he was in between graduating, going to Alaska. He came back and starting his new job. So I got to get an extra week with him. So I am grateful that he had that week that I could spend with him.
Beautiful. I am grateful that I get to play once a month, because hashtag COVID Silver Lining. Those of you who follow me on social, Doc Balance on Instagram, and then Dr. Marissa everywhere else, I love playing Mahjong. And it's a game, we've talked about this before, from my Chinese roots. And because during COVID, we couldn't play live games. So I accidentally, hashtag not accidentally, found an online Mahjong group. So that really helped me through the pandemic from my Mahjong addiction. And I made some Mahjong friends online. Come to find out, they were local. So once a month, we get together and we're the foodie Mahjong group. So we have a really, we all love really good food and we all love Mahjong. So the 4 of us get together once a month. And since one of us started working on the weekends at a restaurant down in San Diego, we have to move it to weekdays. So I get once a month weekday We're having Peking duck today. So I'm really excited because that was my choice. So that means that's 1, 2, 3. I'm done my gratitudes. Your turn. What are you grateful for?
All right. I am grateful for the fact, again, I always say this again, but I'd like to say this all the time. This amazing spring, summer weather that we are now getting. I just love to be outside. So I am grateful because I think that it just helps with everyone, like the sunshine, the warmness. I know you guys get it like year round where we don't. So I feel like people's moods are a little bit better. So I am just, makes me happy to see happy people. It makes me happy because I just love to be outside. And sorry, I don't know where that is. And so I get to be outside. I get to love it. So I'm grateful for this amazing weather. And it also makes our grass green. Our grass is looking so nice when you look outside and you see green grass. It also makes you just want to go out. It's like inviting, like, you know what I mean? Like so inviting. Like when you go to the beach and you see that water, same thing, all inviting. So that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that the warm weather brings out all these amazing things. So
perfect. You're done. That's 8 specific things that we are both grateful for. That's the top of my bun. Gratitude of the gratitude sandwich. Now we're going to go to the bottom of the bun, which is appreciation. What are you? It's gratitude on the inside. What do you appreciate about yourself? What do you like about yourself? And the reason why we do this is a lot of us have a difficult time taking compliments, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're a woman of color that is raised in a society and a culture that says the nail that stands up is hammered down, Japanese and Chinese. I know a lot of my Asian sisters can relate to that. So I want you to exercise what you like about yourself so you're not going around looking for love in all the wrong places and approval from people who can't give it. So that's why we do at the bottom of the bun. What do you like about yourself? Because bottom line, folks, if you can't love and appreciate and approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect other people to do that? So that's why we're doing it. I appreciate that I am never at a loss for words. And I've embraced that. What do you appreciate about yourself?
I can go off of that. I appreciate that I have, when I'm with clients, I am always able, when they tell me that there's something that they can't do, I'm always able to find something that they can do and turn it into a positive.
And I got that this morning. I was telling her about my cholesterol, which has dropped since I dropped my 35 pounds, but still not under what it's supposed to be. And she's like, well, at least, no. Like I'm an entire 50 points away for what I want to be. And she's like, well, you're close. I'm like,
it's coming down.
I thought I was positive. Okay, I appreciate that I can laugh at myself.
Oh, I definitely can do the same. I know that I'm really into fitness, but I took a Zumba class, which I normally don't do, but it was a fundraiser. And I laugh at myself the whole time. So, because I don't know all the moves that people always know. So a lot of times when people go to these Zumba classes, they already have the routines down. So since I don't really have the routines down, I kind of laugh at myself the whole way, but I have fun and I still get a little workout in. So it's all good. But yes, I can laugh at myself as well.
Beautiful. I appreciate that I can be strategically nice. So to communicate, sometimes we have to communicate things that people don't want to hear. And I have learned to frame things in a way. Yesterday, Mondays I do life balance coaching on the air. And it was great to every Monday I get to hone that skill and to make suggestions to people in a way that they can actually hear it.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's a new one.
That's a good one. I appreciate about myself that I'm going to say that I'm easygoing. Like I can kind of go with the flow. So I appreciate that and make it kind of easy. Sometimes people think that because I'm like so into like health and fitness, that going out to like meals with me would be hard. But because I'm kind of like go with the flow, I can go anywhere. And I'm always like, I could pick out something. I could get grilled chicken or a salad anywhere we go. So you guys pick where you want to go and kind of easygoing like that.
Cool. I like that. Last appreciation. I appreciate that I am creative, and interior design is a hobby of mine. So I just moved, and that's always a chance to redo things. And I'm reconstructing my place. And I guess I didn't show you because this is now my new view. You saw my old view, but let's see if we can get this down.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So it's almost the same as before, except can you see the Wyland building in the corner there? Where the away from the beach, it's the convention center is where Wyland, the guy that does the whales. Wow. So you can see, I still haven't put my pictures up, but I, redid my bookcase, and I'm redoing all the, I'm going to put some pictures up. So yeah, so that's my, my new pad. It's on guess what floor I moved to? Same building. Guess what floor?
It looks high.
Yeah, I was on 11th floor. Guess what floor I got moved to? I didn't pick it.
88.
Close. It's not, I don't know, 88 floor building in Long Beach, but take one of cut that in half.
Oh, you got 44.
No. 8.
What'd you get?
8.
Oh, 8. Okay.
Right? You almost got it.
I don't know. I'm going like 88 because everything's 88. I don't know.
Right. But everything is actually 8. The book, right? So 8 Ways to Happiness. So yeah. So I am super appreciative that I like doing the redesign. I even liked moving because I got I've been here almost 5 years. So I did a whole mass cleaning, and I had a sort of moving sale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get to clean out. I'm huge on that. Not throw it out. I recycle everything, whether, or donate or whatever. I hate clutter. So I'm like, my kids would come home from school and they'll be like, don't throw this out. I need to bring it back to school tomorrow. And they put notes on it because I'm like, let's get rid of it all. I hate clutter.
Great. All right. So last appreciation from you.
I'm going to go with creative as well, but I'm creative in a different way. I'm creative in the fact that I can always keep everyone's like fitness and nutrition routines pretty fresh. So I've been like working with the same people for like 10 years and they still feel like what I do is fresh, and it's 10 years later. So I'm going to say I'm creative with keeping things fresh and not getting boring with your health and wellness.
Fantastic. And that's it for today's Breakfast with Dr. Marissa and co-host
Beth Linder Moss.
And we promise, if you do this for 28 consecutive days and you go to bed with those appreciations and wake up with the gratitudes, you will have an immensely better day in the middle. All right. And what are we talking about today? I got a little creative yesterday. Is ZZZZZ your favorite letter in the alphabet? Are you so good at sleeping that you can do it with your eyes closed? And when you're asked how much sleep you need, ... just 5 minutes more. Well, I finally got 8 hours of sleep, but it took me 3 days. But whatever. That is the topic today. It is sleep, and it's a topic picked by Beth Linder Moss, who is my fitness, health, and wellness expert for this show. So I'm going to let her take it away, and let's set the stage with why sleep is important. And while you're doing that, I'm going to look up some stats, which I love doing, to see how bad this sleepless epidemic, sleepless in Seattle, sleepless in LA, sleepless in New York and New Jersey, where you are. So what is the benefits of sleep? You're frozen for some reason. Okay, I'm going to kick you out and then have you come back in. This has not happened to us before. So, okay, I'm going to look up the statistics. So sleep statistics post-pandemic. All right, see what that brings up. Let's see. National Institute of Health. And I'm going to bring this on, and hopefully she will know how to get back in here. But this is, okay, Library of Medicine, post-COVID sleep disorder, most commonly reported. No, this is not going to give it to me that I want. Let's see what else is in here. Growing concerns about sleep. All right, here we go. Disrupted sleep has been the hallmark of COVID-19 pandemic. Psychologists say why it's important. Let's see. Upended routines, more screen time, increased alcohol consumption, and dissolving boundaries are just a few of the factors that are contributing with problems of sleep. Polly, let me just check in with you. Oh, there she is. I was getting concerned that you weren't coming back on. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. But you know what? My computer just went out on it, but I came on my phone.
Okay, good. I'm glad that we were able to do that. And I was just using the time to go look at some statistics that definitely post-COVID, even before, here, let me share this again. Is it shared right now?
No, I see you.
You see me.
I see you.
All right, let's do this. Stop screen share, and let's do this. I think this is a good, okay. Do you see that now?
Yeah.
Cool. So more than 50 million Americans suffered from a sleep disorder. Did you know that? Most commonly insomnia. And when you have chronic sleep deprivation, increased risk for obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and problems with the immune function. So I know that I'm just trying to find that stat on how much worse it is now. Let's see. Well, let's see. Sales of melatonin grew 42% in 2020. And people who don't know what that is, it's a natural sleep helper instead of taking some actual like Ambien or things like that have really bad side effects and also can be addictive. And I'm a person that can be a testament to that, because during the divorce, I was having problems sleeping. And so I was prescribed a number of different sleep meds, and I ended up getting hooked on them. So don't do that.
No, melatonin actually works pretty well for a lot of people.
Great. Do you want to come closer to your phone Darling, can you bring your phone closer or you closer? Perfect, because your sound is a little bit echoey.
Okay, sorry.
There we
I know
go. I want your
Sorry.
head the same size as mine too.
I'm trying. I don't know what happened, but my computer is now saying no internet. I don't know.
Okay, good. As long as
So
it's not on my end.
yeah, I know. I was like, oh my goodness, what just happened? All right. So, but I was saying before, while you were looking up some of your stuff, as about the sleep, and that it's really important that we actually get adequate sleep. And yes, adequate sleep is 7 to like 8 hours a night. Um, Many adults actually don't get that, and teenagers don't get it. So I'm going to say many people don't get that. Um, but it is a goal that we should all be working towards. So, but when you are sleep deficient, things like not the best things can happen to your body, because sometimes you just think it's like, oh, I'm just tired, but like it affects other parts of your body, like heart disease. Talk about like the, even like cholesterol is part of heart disease, right? Is one of the, things that can happen while you're sleeping. Your body is trying to get healthy. And when we're lacking that, like that's what can happen. Like heart disease is like something, kidney disease, your blood pressure, right? There's like all of these different components that like while we're sleeping, our body, it's just really trying to get healthy. So that's why we all really need to work on getting a little bit more sleep, right? And then that melatonin that you were talking about, if you're having a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep, it is all natural. So you can, use that as well, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, and then, the other things that also can affect sleep, and I know like we have like touched on some of these things, and even actually talk about this all the time. Obesity, right? That's also your body again. And depression. Depression is actually a big thing too. When you don't get enough sleep and your mind, everything like that. So sleep is so important that we actually all should be working on those goals. Like some things that you can do to try and work on those goals. Do you want to work on some of those
Yeah.
goals?
Let's just stay with that and make sure people are grounded in those things that you just said, so that they don't they don't just nap over it. Because I think what you were saying around, the link. So we all say we want to have a happy life. We all say we want to have a fulfilling, a productive achievement, makes us feel good, whatever. And then when it comes to stepping away from Netflix, right, at 11, so you can get to bed, the binging has definitely been a new practice of us post pandemic, and I will admit to it. And so I want people to really, 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 the one thing take away from this show is sleep is not, even if you work out, even if you eat well, if you don't get enough sleep, it really, that's kind of like the foundation. And I'm saying this for myself first and foremost. And and all the things that Beth just said around the heart disease and obesity, and it's all tied in there. So, you can do things the hard way, which is work out, 3 times as much, or you can do the easy way and just get enough sleep so you have that balance.
But either way, even if you're working out, you still need to get that sleep because your body needs to recover. And that's where, when it's sleeping, it's recovering and it's working to support like your brain function and your physical health. So that sleep time, it like, even like we can all work out all day long, every day, eat the best all the time, right? But it's not actually enough. The more, because while you're sleeping, all of those things, of increasing your mood, sometimes if you get enough sleep, you wake up, you feel like you had like a better day sometimes, right? Because you feel rested and you can just think a little more clearly at times.
Absolutely. People who blame their memory on being ageless and aging, I'm really not that good when I don't get enough sleep. Now, we will still have this argument about how much sleep I need. I do not get what they're saying. Let's see, it says ages 18 and 64 need 7 or more hours of sleep per night. Adults ages 65 or older need 7 to 8 hours. More than 1/3 sleep less than that recommended 7 hours. I'm in that number.
I think a lot of people really do. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a goal is to really try to get there because we all have like such busy lives, right? And we're like, I'm too busy, or I'm a night owl. And then because I'm a night owl, I can't get up in the morning. So, there's all these things that we're all saying. One thing I have for me is that I happen to be a morning person. So I have to go to sleep early because I'm a morning person and I'm tired by night, but those night owl people that are up to, I think you might be one of them too, like up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Right. And then you're like, and then all of a sudden your alarm goes off at 6 o'clock because you got to get up, that's where a lot of the stuff has to get into. Like maybe we can, figure out how to get to the point where you can like move it back each day a little bit later kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting. A little side trivia. Hawaii has the best sleepers and Colorado has the worst sleepers.
Interesting.
Which is an interesting thing. We're not on the map, which is good. We're not in the top 6. Let's see. 50 million to 70 million people in the U.S. have ongoing sleep disorders. Isn't that interesting? 9 to 15 U.S. adults have insomnia that affects their daytime activities. Women are 40% more likely to have insomnia than men are. I will fault that to the multitasking business. 76% of U.S. adults with a sleep issue or disorder share a household with at least one other person who does. So it like attracts, right? Misery loves company. 55% nurses say they experience insomnia, and 32% of people snore.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. 20.6% of them have been diagnosed with sleep apnea. I had an expert on sleep apnea, and I didn't realize you actually die several times because you completely stop breathing when you have sleep apnea. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's your obesity statistic. A 10% increase in body weight may make you 6 times more likely to have, what's OSA? Oh, other sleep disorders. You may exert as much as 250 pounds of force when you grind your teeth. I grind my teeth.
Me too. Oh my gosh, I have to wear a night guard.
I do too. I do too. 1 in 2,000 adults has narcolepsy. What's narcolepsy? I've heard of that before. Is that when you walk in your sleep or talk in your sleep?
No, narcolepsy. I think it's a sleep disorder of, I forget.
I'll look it up.
The sleeping. I think it's a sleeping like during the day versus at night. I think, but
okay. I'll look it up. Now, I do this. Do you do this? 66.8% say they have talked in their sleep.
Oh my God, me all the time. I have conversations in my sleep with my kids. Like, you want to hear this? This is crazy. So my kids will come in and like, definitely like the beginning of my sleep, like if I fall asleep, say at like 11 o'clock, right? They'll come in at like midnight and I'm still like having full blown conversations with them. I don't remember my conversations for the most part, but I normally tell them, yes, they can order this on Amazon. They can get this on that. So finally I had to be like, okay, when I'm sleeping, these conversations don't count. You cannot ask me if you can order things because I'm constantly telling them, sure.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh my, and they probably tape it. Like there's proof. You said I could buy that $2,000 thing. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. I also sleep talk. And I found out when I was like 8 years old, I went to a summer camp and we're all in that room together and we're all in bunk beds. And in the middle of the night, I literally scared the bejeebus out of everybody because and I don't remember anything. I sat up in bed and went, hit the mattresses, the banana trees are attacking. Hit the mattresses, the banana trees are attacking. And everybody in the bunk beds went, woof, like woke up out of a deep sleep. Oh my gosh, that's how I found out. Anyways.
Yeah. I've always talked in my sleep though, but I also have full-blown conversations and I don't remember most of them. And then finally I'm like, I kind of remember like bits and pieces after like the next day. I'm like, wait, did we talk about something? Yeah, it's crazy. So yes, I do that often.
That's funny. That's funny. So, okay. So we've established why it's important. Now we're on the second half of the show, which means how do we get more sleep? Solution oriented. That's what I love about this show is we're all about, okay, we're not going to keep talking about the problem. Now we're going to move into what is your recommendations, Beth Linder Moss, staff expert on my show. So if you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in my live living room studio today, you'll see I have my co-host, Beth Linder Moss, who is my co-host for, the special series called Step Up into Your Best Life with Dr. Marissa and
Beth Linder Moss
here on KCAA AM 1050 FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and of course, Home Central YouTube channel where you free subscribe and you'll get access to all kinds of everything, including my 900. This is show number 957, podcast number 957. Whoop, whoop. And 11 years and 570. I put it on here because I can't remember. 580. We are at 580 consecutive weeks.
Wow.
And yes, so thanks for tuning in. We're talking about sleep. We've already established the fact that we need it. We need 7 to 8 hours, depending on how old you are. I'm working on getting 5. And we've linked it now to various ailments, productivity, good mood, lack of depression, all kinds of things that are important to our happiness. And now Beth is going to share with us some key things that we can do to increase our ability to get a good night's sleep. Take it away.
All right. So one thing, you were talking about Netflix, right? Well, if you can limit the electronics before you go to bed, right? You're really supposed to like not use it. It's like 30 to 60 minutes before, put it down, maybe read a book, something that hasn't, a real book, not that's on, like instead of being on your electronic phone, or your Kindle or whatever, they're saying like, so that you don't have any of that light on it, limit your electronics right before you go to sleep. Here's one you always hear me say: exercise daily. We know that one, right? I'm going to always say that. Don't have a heavy meal before you go to sleep. All right. You don't want to eat something heavy and then the digestion, it's going to keep you up. It's going to be hard to fall asleep because of your belly, all of the stuff that's going on with it, or maybe you ate too much. So really don't want to eat a lot before you go to sleep. Don't have a heavy meal. Like if you're going to sleep at 10 o'clock, don't eat something heavy at 8, 9 o'clock. Give it a couple hours to digest. I'm going to talk about this one was one of my ones I talked about this morning, is your natural sunlight, right? You want to get some natural sunlight, even, especially now that it's spring and summer everywhere. But definitely want to get in at least 30 minutes of natural sunlight. Don't you agree with me on that one? You can actually look out your window and see like that beautiful ocean that you have out in front of you, Dr. Marissa. you get that natural, you guys go and you could sit like on your patio and like look at the beach, right?
Absolutely. Great point. So I was listening. I was just getting because this is a good thing for me too. Every time I see Beth on my show, I am reminded how to be healthy. So I just went to get some water, and I opened the fridge, and a whole thing of cranberry juice fell out.
Oh no.
So that's what took me a little longer. I know she's looking, where is she? But okay, so electronics, I actually plug my electronic in the other room. So I'm not tempted to pick it up and start doing the meaningless scrolling is what I call it. I don't call it doom scroll. I just get meaningless. Because honestly, and I'm guilty, I'm not preaching. I'm talking to myself. When I get sucked in, it's really meaningless. Like, it doesn't really add to my life. Like, why would I want to look up the potential cheating / divorce of the of Natalie Portman? Like, I mean, she's a great actress. You know, he cheated. He's an idiot friend. I got sucked in, and I wasted literally like 10 minutes of my life. And I'm just like, I'm trying not to beat myself up, but it is such a horrific way to lose sleep, is to be doing that before bed.
Yes.
So when I am strong enough, I plug it in outside of my room. So I'm not even tempted to do that. So I don't know how many people relate to that. So that's one.
That's a great idea. It's a great idea just to take it out so the temptation's not there.
And then you said daylight, be outside, vitamin D, right?
Yep.
Sun. I'm solar powered. So for me, I have to, be outside.
Yeah. But like, even if you have like a balcony or something, that you could just like go outside, even if you could take your computer and go outside and do some of your work outside, like, it's like, you're getting work done, but at the same time, you're getting, your natural sunlight, your vitamin D, you're getting fresh air. There's like so many benefits just to that alone. And the fresh air is also so good. Do you ever well, I guess because you live by the beach is probably different, but like when you haven't been by the beach and you go by the beach, it makes you, there's something about it that helps you sleep, like maybe it's the ocean noises and all of that kind of stuff, but you got it. You could definitely use that.
Yeah. So that's two. There was a third one. What was the one in the middle that I forgot?
Well, exercise daily.
Oh yeah. Oh, no wonder I forgot that. But I do. I have supplemented. So I do 40 minutes every other day, and then I do arm and see. They're getting a little better. Right?
Nice.
So arm exercises and core exercises on the days in between.
That's awesome. So. Yeah. But and then some goals that you could do to try to go to sleep earlier. Say normally you go to sleep at we'll say midnight, right? And which is probably not really realistic for you, but I'm going to say midnight anyway. But maybe, tonight you go to sleep 10 minutes earlier. And then another night you go to sleep 10 minutes even before that. So this way, or this week and then next week and then the week after. And eventually you just took 30 minutes off in 3 weeks or in a couple of days. So you can start to gain, some extra sleep by even setting goals like that.
That's a great idea. I did that accidentally last night. I found a new thing so by the time I finished my work, which actually wasn't on the computer yesterday, it was 11:30, and I reward myself to incentivize myself to complete things and say, okay, if I get all this done, I can, I was hooked into Money Heist. I hadn't seen that series, and I love the Barcelona Spanish. So I love listening to foreign languages, that are pleasing to my ear. And so I got hooked into that. So my reward was watching one episode, which always turns into 3 episodes, which is not good. So last night, I finished the series, all of it. And so now I'm on the hunt for a new, incentive. And it was 11:30, and I thought, if I go online now, the likelihood of me staying up late is very high. If I just don't turn anything on and go to bed, I will reward myself with a game of solitaire on there. And I got to sleep by 1:00 instead of 3:00.
See, look at that, you took 2 hours off.
There you go. So I did that.
Yeah, but like when you do like little things like that, each day come up with like something that can, help you make these small goals. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to go from getting 3 hours of sleep to 7 hours of sleep, because that's another unrealistic goal.
Yeah.
So if we set things that are realistic, like I say, like 10 minutes this week, 10 minutes next week, all of a sudden, just in 3 weeks, you just gain 30 minutes, right? And maybe it can even be 15-minute goals, but whatever, you have to do something that that is realistic for yourself. And the other thing also is alcohol can also affect your sleep as well. So really limit that alcohol, use, right? But if you're having alcohol before bed and whatever during the day, that could also get in the way of some of your sleep.
That's great.
And the caffeine. Watch the caffeine, people.
Yeah, I can't drink coffee after noon, because if I drink it after noon, like after the noon hour, it affects my sleep. That's how sensitive. So I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning every day because I enjoy it, and that's it. I don't have coffee after that because I can't.
And it's funny because the caffeine does not affect me at all. Like literally, like at all. So I don't drink coffee, but I drink tea. But I can have caffeine at any time of day, 5 minutes before I go to sleep. Doesn't affect me. When I was in college, I tried to drink like all these high caffeinated, drinks, anything like the ones that have like 1 million caffeine, I drink it and I still fall asleep. And I was like trying to stay up so that I could study for like finals or something. Did nothing. So I happen to be one of the people that caffeine does not affect, but I know that it does affect so many people though. And you're not alone. So many people say like after 12 p.m., like they literally cannot, because they won't be able to fall asleep.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting how different the sensitivities we all have? Makes us so fun and different. I went back to the Sleep Foundation statistics and saw that 54.4%, even though that 42.7% of statistics are made up on the spot, 54.4% of respondents to a sleepfoundation.org survey say that stress and anxiety were the top reasons they have trouble falling asleep. Sunday was the night of the week in which they had the most trouble falling asleep. And now this is some things we cannot control. If you have sleep apnea, or if you have something that is a physical, genetic thing that you inherited that affect your sleep, but stress and anxiety are things that you can actually do something about. And I am going to get on my soapbox for 1 second here, because this is what I'm an expert in. 85% of diagnoses right now at the doctor's office, the number one thing they are attributing all physical symptoms that you're having is, guess what? Stress and anxiety.
That right.
85%. The number one thing, not genetic, not an accident, but stress and anxiety. So folks, how do we not have as much stress and anxiety? take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Okay, so if you're going to bed normally thinking about all the things that haven't been done, all the ways in which the pandemic has taken from you, all the ways in which the stock market is messing up your savings, all the ways in which you hate your job, all the ways in which you hate your partner that's sleeping beside you, all the ways that you hate your kids that are coming home to live with you, all the ways that no wonder you're not sleeping, because those are the things that you're thinking about right before you go to bed. That's why I want you to replace that with all the things that you like about yourself. You start in the morning with all the things that are good in life, because that's the law of attraction, folks. What you focus on will grow bigger. And no wonder you can't sleep. No wonder you're stressed and anxious. I'm not surprised, because you're constantly in that habit of worst case scenario. You're in that habit of looking what's wrong instead of looking at what's right. And darlings, we can all take responsibility for what we focus on. That's our most powerful tool in life, is choice. So if you don't like what you're looking at, if you're freaked out by what's going on, quit forking looking at it, dwelling on it, talking about it, chatting about it, posting about it. You are the boss of your forking head. So stop it. Okay, I'm done.
But like, even what you're saying, so you even said that Sunday is like the hardest night. It's because people have to go to work the next day, right? And here you're talking about the anxiety and the stress. So it's like, okay, so why are you so stressed every single Sunday about going to work? Now, I know not everyone is as lucky as you and I are, as that we absolutely love what we do every day. But take the tools that maybe there are some tips and tools that they could do to like maybe de-stress at work so that it's not as stressful, and they can, that's, I think, just that's really has to be the reason why Sunday nights is like the worst, because the work week starts all over again, and some of us aren't as lucky as you and I are, that we absolutely love what we do every single day.
But everybody at some point loved what they did. And this is the ticket. Everybody loved the person that they're with at some point. Everybody loved their child that they had at some point. And because of a bad habit called focusing on what is bad and wrong with the job, with the person, with the situation, with your place, with your car, you loved all of those things at one point, but you lost that loving feeling because you started noticing all the things that were not good instead of celebrating all the things that were good. Do I love my job? Yes. Do I love every aspect of my work? I have it's 8 different ways of creating money energy. Do I love every aspect of every part of everything? No. But I focus on those things that I do like about it. And because when I do that, more good things happen to let me celebrate that. And if y'all could get on that Kool-Aid, we'd have world peace.
Although I do agree, obviously, we're trying to look at the positive. So I do want to go back to one thing. We were talking about narcolepsy, and I looked it up. So narcolepsy is when you're drowsy all day and then you find it hard to stay awake for long periods of time during the day, and then they fall asleep suddenly. So that's narcolepsy.
Interesting. Did you see how much that affects people? Like what percent of people have narcolepsy?
I'm looking.
Okay. And I found another cool thing. Top bedtime rituals. When asked about nighttime rituals to help them sleep, 52.7% of the surveys respondents say they watch television. Now, I think that's a hashtag BC19 thing. Before COVID, you could put the TV on and fall asleep to it. But now with all the binging in those series, I don't think that applies as much. Anyways, shower, bathe, talk to partner, read a book, unplug from technology, check email. I No, no, no. Breathing exercise, read on my tablet, use a sleep app, have a drink. No, 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 no. Eat specific foods, exercise, yoga. These are not necessarily good or bad. It's just asking these people what they do before they go to bed. Here's your alcohol thing. Drinking more than 2 servings of alcohol per day for men and women, for men, and more than 1 serving per day for women can decrease sleep quality by 39.2%.
That's high.
It is very high. I'm grateful. 14 years, no drinking. All right. 51.2% of U.S. adults who sleep more than normal over Thanksgiving cite overeating and alcohol consumption as the reason.
Right.
Oh, this is a bad one, Beth. Adults in the U.S. spend 3 hours and 30 minutes on social media before bed every night, according to a One Care Media survey.
That's a long time.
Forkity fork.
Although if they're on it, I do hope that they're checking out yours and mine stuff, though.
There's the positive. YouTube is the most popular social media platform used before bed. 73.8% of Sleep Foundation survey responded using it for at least 1 minute for an average of 48 minutes a night.
Well, like I said, hopefully they're listening to us right now.
Exactly.
And they're going to realize that when they're on social media, they should be checking out our pages at least, right?
Right. Exactly. Here's another really cool thing. I mean, this is just interesting to me. Look at this. What are we scrolling before bed? Let's see. We are on 1, 2. Are we on the top ones is my question. So yes, these 3 you're on, right? 4. We're on the top 4. I don't do Snapchat.
I don't. My kids.
And I don't do Twitter anymore, thanks to what's his name. And I do LinkedIn.
I just did my LinkedIn. So come check out my LinkedIn. Friend me
there
on
you
LinkedIn.
go. There you go.
I just updated it.
So on average, snacking.
Oh, snacking. Well, yeah. People
On average,
when they're bored, they eat. That's the problem. Go to sleep. Don't eat before you're going to sleep.
Oh, but look at this. Adults who snack on seeds and nuts before bed sleep 32 minutes more on average than those who snack on chips, crackers, or pretzels.
Oh, that's because it's that depending on what you're snacking on. But don't snack, and as soon as you're done with dinner, brush your teeth, and we'll be done.
Statistics of melatonin. Okay, 55.8 have consumed at least 1 sleep aid in the past month. Yikes. Over half.
Hopefully it's melatonin.
Yeah, 49.1 have used melatonin, which is really good.
Yeah, natural. So that's good.
I get sucked in by statistics. Here we go. I just find it super interesting.
Yeah,
I'm really glad that I get this, that this has the ability to do that. All right. So any more? What happened? 2 minutes, 1 minute. Lord Almighty. I'm so glad Polly's on it. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've had great information. Hopefully you will use that to help your sleep. Beth?
Yes, absolutely. Take some of these tips that we've given, realize that why it is so important for you guys to get the sleep, to stay healthy overall, right?
Go get her book. Go to BethLinderMoss.com and think healthy and be healthy.
There we go.
This is it. Dr. Marissa reporting live from her living room with my co-host Beth Linder Moss, reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.